You know, one of the things we did back here is, if you can see, this is our neighbor's house. Water falls off of their roof. They have no gutters. Works its way down here to the middle of the yard. This is our yard over here. Excess water flows this way. Excess water from their house flows this way. So all the water flows down here. And what it used to do is flow straight down the property line. In the background there you can see this great big willow tree. All the water would flow down there and basically pool down at the base of that willow tree. We put in a small swale across the lowest spot of the property, and now this swale catches the water, brings it over here, and takes it into our yard, so that the water, so that we can use it basically. It's been so dry that all the water that's landing is getting soaked into the ground. Here's our structure that holds our water tank. This is the 425 gallon water tank. I had about 4 inches of water in it yesterday, and with this rain, yeah, that's pretty nice. I'll back up a little bit. You can see the tank is about 2/3 full. If it does overflow, the overflow comes out of that pipe, comes down and fills this rain garden right here, and when it overflows it runs to that berm. This berm here was made from all the paths out front and from these 2 rain gardens we've dug in the backyard here. So we created a big berm. This is the sunniest part of our yard, and it's also a place where water naturally wants to flow. But this rain garden here, we dug the whole thing out except for this one little path here. And what we put on here is an invasive, it's what we would consider somewhat of an invasive type of plant. This is a raspberry, got a couple of little pepper plants there. But when this overflows, it hits this little ditch right here. It's a little 2-inch ditch, about 4 inches wide. The water gets caught in this thing, works its way down this way, and then feeds the berm down here. It channels the water. If we have excess water, I want it where I'm growing food, so it channels it down here to where the food is. So the water will pool right here and feed this bed, give it extra water. We also continued, we dug another ditch over here. So all the water that comes off of this part of the yard, you know, the middle part of the yard, all excess rainwater that worked its way down the yard, instead of having it just run away, we put this little ditch in, it channels it, and now it brings the water back down here too. So now this entire half of the yard is all the water, excess water that falls on this part of the yard feeds this raised bed here. And then the other nice thing about this, or kind of the, you know, when you play with these waterworks a little bit and design your systems with just a little bit of forethought, one thing I don't want to do is back up so much water here that I end up washing out the berm or creating a lot of erosion over the top of the berm. So if the berm actually fills up with too much water, the water then begins to back up. The very swale that channeled the water into the berm now acts as an escape for the excess water. So the excess water comes up here, works its way back up into this little ditch, and this is called a spillway right here. It's basically level across here, and the water will just overflow evenly over this area and water this bed, give some extra water to this bed. So if I get too much water, it'll flow off the property, but I'm going to capture as much as I can use. So we can do a lot in our own little spaces. We don't need lots and lots of land, but we do need to take advantage of the materials, of the resources that flow across our property. And it's mostly under our feet and in the air. It's all around us.